Hey everyone, this is Patrick, and it is time for another edition of Heavy Therapy. I haven't done too many first impressions of new metal releases for 2025 yet. In fact, I've only done one. So let's wrap up the first 2 months. I want to do my top 5 albums of 2025 so far. And yeah, last week was a big week. So we'll start from 5. I'll go from 5 to 1 being my favorite. So number 5 is Sepulchral Curse, band from Finland, death doom, blackened death metal according to the Metal Archives. But Finnish death metal is some of my favorite death metal. I'm talking about early bands from the 1990s like Ripikulu, Demolich, Adremalek, and so forth. So Sepulchral Curse, they play this atmospheric, blackened death metal, blackened in terms of the atmosphere, the tremolo riffs, and kind of the drum feel sometimes. They put out Crimson Moon Evocations, and it's one of my favorite albums of the year so far. Probably would give it an 8.5 or so. 7 tracks, almost 40 minutes of music. Super low guttural vocals. Think Malignant Altar. But just crushing stuff. Think Reeking Aura in terms of their musical style. But yeah, number 5 so far of my favorite metal albums of 2025 is going to be Sepulchral Curse with Crimson Moon Evocations. Number 4, it was a bit of a curveball. I didn't see this one coming. Bleeding Through with 9. 9 is their 9th full-length album. The band's been around since the mid-1990s. Yeah, I liked Bleeding Through in my early 20s, mid-20s. Did not expect to like this album so much. Bleeding Through is a blackened hardcore band. Some of their albums are, tilted more towards hardcore. Some of their albums are tilted more towards metal. This one is more metal. Love the guitar tone. Love the riffs. It's evil sounding. There's breakdowns. I love Marta's contribution to this album. She plays keys and she does clean vocals. Love how much the keys are in this mix. It makes it sound like sort of a second rate, and I use that as a compliment. A second rate horror kind of synth sound going on, but well written songs, cool solos, heavy as hell drums and riffs. Yeah, Bleeding Through's 9th album, 9, is my number 4 album of the year so far. Number 3 is a band that is really hard to pronounce. They are from the Netherlands. The band name is Schavot, and the album is Verstrikt in Helflicht. And I know the band name translates in Dutch to scaffold. Yeah, they had a great album in 2023. This is their 3rd album. Again, bands from Netherlands. 8 tracks, 39 minutes of music. This is black metal. That there's some choral, sort of female sounding choral vocals that come in. Great aggressive riffs like Spectral Wound. The vocal approach is a bit of that high pitched style that you get in the Swiss band Aura, but also maybe think of Dylan from Full of Hell or Jamie from Knoll. Yeah, Schavot. I really like this album. Every time I listen to it 3 times so far, and every time I listen to it, I like it more and more. Schavot, the band's from the Netherlands, and it is one of my favorite albums of the year so far. Number 2, I did cover in the first impression that I did do for this year so far. The band's Belial. They're from France. The album is called Nourishing the Disaster to Come. Black metal. It's French, so it's just insane. Sometimes the vocals even sound a bit deathcore, but I just really love the atmosphere. There's also some sort of gothic synth in here. It's symphonic at times. 6 tracks, 47 minutes of music, including a 13-minute barn burner, which is track 3, called We Deserve to Fall Again. I really like this album a lot. The cover art is amazing. My favorite cover art of the year. Let's see if cover art is by Jeff Grimel, also from France, and he has done art for Belial, Obsidian Tongue. And that's basically the only bands I recognize as far as him doing art for. But he has his staff page on Metal Archives. Yeah, Belial, crazy, aggressive, heavy, evil sounding black metal. My favorite album of the year so far is Toughness with Black Respite of Oblivion. Toughness are a death metal band from Poland, and holy shit, this sounds like Demolish and Immolation combined, and it's amazing. Death metal is my favorite subgenre of metal. I listen to a lot of it, and it's not that the band, is absolutely unique, but they definitely don't sound like a lot of bands out right now in terms of their riffs, in terms of their songwriting. If I had to name some other bands that they sound like, Undergang and Cryptworm. Toughness, though, they have that weird riff style like Demolish. They have the groove of Cryptworm. Frog sound, the vocals are crazy, frog sounding vocals. 9 tracks, 46 minutes of music, but this is a 9 out of 10 for me. My favorite death metal album of the year so far. My favorite extreme underground metal of the year so far. Love it. It's crushing. It's heavy. It's weird. The riffs are something to worship on this record. Toughness. They had an album out in 2022, and I do recognize the album cover, so I did see it go around, but I did not get a chance to listen to it, so I am excited to listen to it. They've been around since 2020. Black Respite of Oblivion is my favorite album of the year so far. And yeah, that was this video is to compensate for the fact that I've only done one first impression video so far. But yeah, these are my favorite albums of the year so far. What have I missed? What have you been spinning? What do you look forward to in March and April? Talk to you all in the comment section, and remember to stay heavy. Bye.